Welcome to the Final Buzzer Podcast. This is week number 14. Going into this, we're going to be talking about all kinds of huge NFL news. Got a lot of hot takes here in the NBA. We hope you enjoy this wonderful week. Coming in from our bye week, I know NFL teams get it. We get one. That's it. We'll promise. We probably won't miss too many more episodes. But a lot of NFL news going down. I guess they just knew we weren't recording and that everything had to go down. A lot of news. Domestic violence is in the news headlines right now with Kareem Hunt. A lot of people speculating who will pick them up. If not, I don't think anyone will pick them up this year. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I feel like you get Kareem Hunt or Le'Veon Bell for teams that need a running back. I think if the Colts are a prime spot for both of those two, I feel like if the Colts don't land Le'Veon, they're going to get Kareem, or if they don't get Kareem, they're going to get Le'Veon.
So this is where I stand in the situation. If we, look in the past, Ray Rice got no second chances. Mm-hmm. And, you can say that Kareem Hunt's better, but, he was exiled almost immediately. There was no shot for him coming back, even though he offered to give, I think, his entire salary away to, charities that would, help domestic violence. I mean, he begged and begged and begged, and there was no shot of him coming back. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody actually picks him up or not.
Yeah, I agree with that too. You see people like Reuben Foster who get the domestic violence, and they get picked up immediately, 3 days after they're put on the waiver wire.
And the 49ers definitely caught a lot of heat for that. Not only did Reuben Foster have this domestic violence issue with a girlfriend, but he's had previous problems in the past with, the devil's lettuce and all that good stuff. He's been a problem athlete already, and he's a rookie. I mean, Kareem Hunt's been in the league for a little bit, and this is kind of the first you're really hearing from him in a negative light. I mean, I remember hearing about the news on ESPN, and the next thing that came on was an ad or whatever. It was like Team Antonio versus Team Kareem Hunt or whatever it was. And I was like, this guy is like a face of a franchise, pretty much. I mean, to the point where you're going to put him on a billboard or something like that. So this is definitely big news. I don't think the video was that bad. It was criminalizing, of course, and we don't condone hitting women. But Monday Night Football especially did not give him any favors.
No, Jason Witten went in on him.
Well,
he went on the Redskins, yeah.
On the Redskins in general, but also Jason Witten's, you got to look at his past. He's a big supporter of, I was about to say big supporter of domestic violence. He's a big supporter against domestic violence and has a foundation of his own, like Jason Witten Foundation, that tries to go against and get women help and things like that if they're in those situations. So, and he was affected by it as a younger child. Yeah. He lived mainly with his grandparents and everything. So obviously that struck a nerve with him. This is definitely have to cool down for someone picks him up, but honestly, I would love to see Tampa get him. They already deal with James Winston enough and all his issues, but you're getting at a point now where one or two things are going to happen. They're either going to realize they're going to say, we don't care about the off-field issues, which the Redskins showed that they don't care with the whole Reuben Foster thing, and they could still release him after everything comes out. It's still under investigation and everything. Or they can say, no, we're going to make this so punishable that if you do it, you're not allowed back in, which they could do. Or, make rules so hard that you're not going to want to be back in the league. I mean...
Or, just go to the XFL. Either way.
I don't think that's a viable option, a real option anyways.
Well, I mean, I could just really see him not making it back because even, Ezekiel Elliott, who I don't think they found him not guilty, correct? And yet he's still...
it doesn't matter. The criminal charges didn't matter. It was what Roger Goodell thought.
Yeah, Roger Goodell just decided to, ruin my life. And
I mean, that's my point. If that was so punishable without any evidence.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here with a video of him bull rushing and kicking a woman. I just think that I think he's really trying to, prove a point. Like, hey, don't do this or you're done. And I can see it.
Yeah, I think that they do what, they did to Adrian Peterson and just suspend him for a year, at most. Maybe.
He just beat his child, though.
Well,
it was like with sticks, right?
Yeah. I mean, I can see it going both ways. I don't think that this goes unpunished. I hope that he does get punished for this. I mean, it's not okay, but
I don't know, man. we always talk about keeping positive. NFL in particular, is catching a lot of heat on every front right now. Player safety front, coaching front, like the ties, and now you have players hitting women. Like, it's not a good look for the NFL right now. It looks like it's run by a bunch of hooligans.
That's why I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
they got to do something, but
they have to avoid every negative situation that they can right now because of how many there are.
Yeah, you hear about it in school all the time when it's like, well, influencers should be good role models. You don't tell your kid to be role models like athletes. I mean, like
Charles Barkley. I'm not a role model.
Yeah,
he said it.
Just don't make those people role models. And like, honestly, if you have your children look up to athletes, you should reconsider your parenting.
Hold on. Tim Tebow was the greatest role model I've ever had.
Listen, until you realize probably Tim Tebow's tied up women and done nasty things to them. And
no, he
I'll
hasn't.
cry. If that ever comes out,
no.
Is he one of those guys? It would be.
I promise Tim Tebow would.
And people didn't think it would happen with Bill Cosby.
Well,
you put him pops. I mean, like Tim Tebow could do it.
Tim Tebow could not do it. Tim Tebow is a god. He's the greatest.
He's ascended. He's transcended into something greater.
He's better than that.
But anyways, we'll go ahead and move on a little bit. Last week in NFL was crazy. All kinds of upsets and things going down. A lot of potential upsets and things like that. But we're finally getting into that time frame of playoff picture where teams are starting to really lock in spots and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's starting to become crunch time for a lot of teams.
And I've told you and Gep about it too. Like, this is my favorite time of the year because you can come up with all these different scenarios for teams as to how they can make it to the playoff. Their path to the playoffs. Obviously, only one team right now is guaranteed a spot, and that's the Los Angeles Rams. They're the only team in the NFL right now that's clinched a spot. After this week, I'd say it'll be about half of the teams that are in playoff picture right now are gone. It's just an amazing time, like, especially to watch football. Like, week 14, week 15, that's the best time to get into football.
So I don't want to throw you on the spot, but I just want to play a fun little game here. How about you lead the way here, and you give us a team, and if we think they can make the playoffs or not,
all right,
and then we will decide if we think there's a chance or if it's just strictly BS.
All right, so.
Let's not worry about top of division or anything.
Yeah,
that we think they're going to be obvious. These are on the wild card. Trying to get those wild card spots. Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to start out with an interesting one. The Indianapolis Colts. They're 6-6. They're 8th in the conference right now. Their remaining games are the Texans, the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Titans. Two of they're 2-2, or 2 of them are home, 2 of them are away. I don't know. It's a tough road for them, especially with Houston being on a 9-game winning streak.
That's what I was going to bring.
Yeah. I mean, they went 0-3 and now they're 9-3. Like, that's an amazing thing to do. They play Houston this week. Then they play Dallas. 2 teams that are hot right now. Like, they have the 2 largest win streaks in the NFL right now. The Giants
you're missing
and
the Giants are on a pretty decent win streak.
Giants, yes.
I think it's on a 3 or 4 game win streak, but they're at the point right now where they realize that they need to win out if they want to make the playoffs. And I think that'll be a close game.
Okay. So the only way if Houston wins this week, they clinch a spot and they clinch their division. So if they were to beat Indianapolis this week, there's no way for anybody in that division to come back. Let me check.
So it's a must-win this week for
Indianapolis
in order to win the division.
Yes, to win the division. Oh shoot. So if Houston wins against Indianapolis on Sunday, then that's a clinch spot. If Indianapolis wins, they move up in the division
to the 7th.
Yeah. So basically, they would have to. They can lose one of the last 4 games that they have, preferably against an NFC team, because their conference really doesn't. The AFC really doesn't match up well with the NFC. But yeah, they just need. They need a strong conference, and a strong divisional record. If they beat the Texans, they tie for the divisional record, which then adds the Titans into the playoff mix. But yeah, so Colts have to win this week. If they don't, Texans clinch their division, and then they play Dallas and the Giants back to back. If they lose to the Texans and still want to make the playoffs, they have to win all the rest of them.
I see. Then I don't have them going because I had them losing 2 straight to the Texans and then Dallas. I think they can pick up those last 2 wins, so going 2-2, but I don't think it's enough.
Even if I say they win the next 3, they beat Dallas and New York. I don't see them beating Tennessee at home, unless of course it's week 17, so you don't know who's sitting, who's starting, or who's actually starting people.
Well, I said 2-2, but in the back of my mind, I really kind of want to say 3-1. Yeah. But I think they could pull out, and get 2-2.
I don't see them making playoffs this year. I think they're a year out with Andrew Luck. But to be fair, I mean, to almost make a playoff run with Andrew Luck back.
His year back after his injury,
And the offensive line finally coming together.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's go with the team that's in the playoff picture right now. The Ravens. They have a chance to clinch the AFC North. Let's see. They play the Chiefs this week, the Bucks, the Chargers, and then the Browns. In order for them to clinch your division, the AFC North, they would have to either beat the Chiefs or the Chargers.
Well, they're not going to the Chiefs, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And then honestly, I have them losing to the Chiefs, the Texans, and I think they're going to lose this game to Cleveland.
So you think Cleveland's going to beat them? That would then put them, and then they beat Tampa Bay, and they beat.
Yes.
They beat Tampa Bay. Do they beat the Chargers?
Yes, I would think so. Yeah.
You would think that they beat the Chargers. That would put them in the playoffs.
I think you're all wrong on that. I don't know if you could be. I think they beat Kansas City. Kansas City has a very lackluster defense. I've watched a little bit. I've watched a little bit of it. I think he's got a better chance than you think. I know he's got Patrick Mahomes has put up an MVP caliber year. He's like second in the ranks right now. He's got a chance. And I think they lose to LA. I think they lose to the Chargers, and I think they'll beat the Browns at home in Baltimore. If it's a Week 17 game that they must win, they beat the Browns.
That would put them.
I think they make the playoffs. It's going to be a hard press though.
So you have them drop in,
and especially getting
2 of those last 2 games.
Yeah, 2 of them. One to Kansas City, and what happens if they lose to Kansas and LA?
Let's see, and then they beat the Browns.
Beat Baltimore and they win their home games. They still make them.
They're still in they're still in, but that's also without
everybody else.
Everybody else, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would also add into the effect as to how Miami plays the Colts.
Right now, though, for them, the chance to make the playoffs right now is sitting at 7-5. They're at a 65% chance.
Yeah.
I see them doing it. If Joe Flacco came back in there healthy, at this point, though, if Joe Flacco comes back, with Lamar winning 3 straight,
I still mentioned no. I put Joe Flacco back in.
I put Joe Flacco back in. Lamar hasn't done that much to
impress. He hasn't put up crazy numbers to warrant being a star.
Yeah. He hasn't impressed me.
I make sure we're not all crazy here. That's why I want to inject the craziness in there.
Let's make it crazy, okay?
The
Cleveland Browns, they still mathematically have a chance to make it. So let's see. Their last few games are the Panthers, the Broncos, the Bengals, and the Ravens. Technically, they still have a chance.
Well, they're winning Week 16, I can tell you that.
I don't see it. I don't see them making playoffs.
I see them.
I don't either.
I don't see it.
They're going to win Week 16, though, because
they're going to have to beat. Yeah, they're going to have to beat.
Well, Carolina looks
terrible against Tampa. We made Carolina look bad. So
like,
I'm sure Cleveland.
The only way that they make it is if they win out.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
They have to win out, and then Baltimore has to lose.
I don't think they can beat Denver.
And that's it. At that Baltimore game, if it gets to that point,
Baltimore has to lose to both Kansas City and the Chargers in order for Cleveland to jump
up. I'm sticking my word of Cleveland winning that Baltimore game, but I don't think that they can beat. Pull the schedule back up, please.
Yep.
Because I forgot. Okay, so I see them. The Broncos win that game. And
especially and that's a different monster.
I do think that if the Bengals won this game, Week 16, I'd be shocked. We are limping right now.
Yeah,
begging for the season to be over.
Yeah. You're crawling to that finish line right now. You look good in the beginning.
Yeah, especially the Redskins too. Like injuries have just ruin the end of their season. Like,
Well, I mean, what's
They're on
new?
their third string
Yeah.
quarterback right now
Yeah.
that they picked up off waivers a week ago.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I mean, what's new with this Bengals team? I mean, this is Dalton's second season-ending thumb injury. It's happened before because he doesn't know how to tackle. When he tried to tackle the Steelers guy, and he just wrecked his thumb.
Yeah.
And then Tyler Eifert gets hurt every year. So what's new?
honestly,
And AJ Green, he's always hurt too.
yeah, like your core is good. They
Your
just have to
top
stay.
jersey sellers are all out.
Yeah,
right
they
now. That's
just
unfortunate.
except for Joe Mixon. Is he still not? Is
No,
he
he's
back?
healthy.
He's in and out. He's in and out,
He's
though.
not getting touches.
He's in and out.
He's getting
Yeah.
well, I don't know what your average running back gets carry-wise a game.
Well, it depends on
He
the
gets like
offense.
12 to 16.
That's not a lot. I would at least, if you're thinking of a start, like a lot of touches, I would think 20 to 30.
Yeah, Zeke probably gets
He
about
is
20,
the
25.
best player. Well, okay, arguably Tyler Boyd is better, depending on what you want to look at.
Yeah.
But when your backup quarterback's playing without your best wide receiver,
You don't need
I
your backup
assume
quarterback
you
to
start
throw the ball.
running the ball.
I'm just saying,
And they're not.
if Jeff Driscoll had an entire healthy Bengals team, he would be dominating right now.
I think he's much more athletic than Dalton, so I think that opens up windows of. And not to say that Dalton's athleticism is a little undervalued. He's a lot faster than you think, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
I think it opens up a playbook.
The
of
little
like,
red hairs. People want to tackle him a little bit harder, though.
And honestly, you know what? I don't want to talk about it right now. I was going to say something that maybe I should save to the end of the.
We'll see.
We'll get there.
I know where you're going at. We'll talk about that later.
All right. Let's do this one. The Packers.
I don't see it.
I don't.
I
Yeah.
don't see it. 4-7 right
They
now.
fired their
I don't
coach.
see it.
But I mean,
I don't see
look at the rest of their schedule.
Atlanta is probably a win at home.
Atlanta.
But to be fair, they lost to Arizona in Lambeau.
Yeah.
To the Cardinals.
Let's not look
To
at
the
it.
Cardinals
They
in
definitely lose to
Lambeau.
Chicago. I bet
Yeah.
they lose to Detroit as well.
I bet they lose to the Jets. I put money on losing to the Jets.
So
I don't
I
see
don't
it.
know.
I don't see him dropping to Detroit though.
I don't know. I think that because that's just one of those divisional games, and for a team that's struggling, those games have extra value and extra pressure, and I don't think they can handle it right now.
Let's see.
I don't see it.
Let's just do that. So yeah, they have to win out.
Yeah, I
And
just
then-
don't see it. I think they're gonna. Chicago's gonna win that game.
Yeah.
It's sad to say it. I love me some Aaron Rodgers, but
So what's a team that is either in the hunt or like low in the cards that you guys want to see make it and think that they'll go far?
So basically, your Jags of last year.
They're still in it, but they're
No,
gonna be.
I'm just saying like last year how they went far. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Basically, but yeah, technically the Jags are still in it. They literally have to win out. If they lose any more games, they're out.
Who's at the top of your division right now?
The Steelers.
Steelers.
Steelers by one game.
Okay.
Yeah.
who do I want to make it? I would love to see me some Cleveland. Make the playoffs and do something crazy. I don't think it's not gonna happen, but I would love to see it.
I don't know. Like this may make Andrew upset too. But I don't know. The Steelers have a rough road to keeping that number one spot in your own
And
division.
James Conner's out this upcoming game.
Yeah,
I don't know if
it's just the Raiders. Like,
True, but it's not about this game. Like if it's a lingering issue that causes them to maybe miss one more.
because they play the Raiders and then they play the Patriots and then they play.
And the Patriots are their kryptonite.
Yeah.
So
So they play the Raiders, the Patriots, and then the Saints.
I would love to see.
yeah,
and the Bengals.
and the Bengals. Okay. Let's overlook the Bengals.
My upset team of the year would probably be the Seahawks. I
Seahawks.
think they've come around a lot. I think they're hot right now.
They're currently based on if the season were to end today, they would be in it. Yes.
They have
But they also play Minnesota, San Francisco, Kansas City, and Arizona all left. That Minnesota game's kind of in the air.
Minnesota's not played well at all this year, though.
San Francisco,
At all.
I have Seattle beating San Francisco in a close game. Kansas City blows out Seattle, and then the Arizona. It depends if Arizona can start a streak. If Arizona starts streaking, Seattle's not winning Week 17.
I mean, that's a week 17 thing where we always
It depends-
say
It depends who plays.
on how everything looks. Because if Seattle's already got a spot, they're not going to play anybody, and it won't matter. I mean, if they have a spot at that point,
I'm just going to tell you my team to watch out for is the Miami Dolphins.
I will agree with that.
They
They
play-
kind of back.
No, they
still running on.
they play the Patriots, which will be a loss this week, But then they play the Vikings, which I think that they can upset. The Jags, which they've beaten before. And the Bills, which is a team that they've beat Week 13. And honestly, hold on, let's see. If they pull off that upset, they're 9-7, and let's see, number 16 would be Baltimore.
So my bet right now would be with Baltimore or with the Seattle. I'm liking the Birds right now.
So they, in order for the Dolphins to make it, they would need Baltimore to lose 3 of their last 4 games. Either to the Bucs, obviously the Chiefs, the Chargers, and then they would either need to lose to the Bucs or the Browns in order to make it.
But to me, that easily could happen.
It could,
and I can see Miami sneaking there. I could, maybe I'm a little crazy. I could see Miami winning against the Patriots coming up. I don't really know why. I just got a feeling.
Just got a feeling. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's something about teams that are like, really hungry. They come in there, and the Patriots might be, just not thinking about them too much. Like, okay, it should be an easy win. Trap games exist. Like, if you don't expect it to come in there.
Oh,
and if you're not trying to hit them in the face.
Talk about trap games. Last Thursday,
yeah,
the Cowboys and the Saints trap game.
Well, that's good defense.
It was amazing defense. The fact that we scored 13 points in the first half and didn't have to score again for the rest of the game,
that's what
still
they're raving about. I've seen it all over ESPN and basically anybody who's covering it is they're saying that the Dallas Cowboys are showing the world that a good defense can still win you games.
Oh, yeah.
In a league that's trying to put up 50 points a night, the
for
Dallas
sure.
Cowboys are saying, hold on, take a step back.
A team that historically has one of the best offenses, in order to win, we're showing that, we have the number 2 scoring defense in the league right now. It's showing, especially in this recent run. We started out 3-4, but since then we've only lost, we've only lost 1 game. We've went 3-1.
I love watching good defense. I know it's not the same as an amazing one-handed catch or whatever.
Yeah.
My favorite time to celebrate is when defensive linemen get interceptions and take it to the house. That is my favorite play in football.
Yeah.
I love it. The big guy got to score. So that's what excites me the most. I was a defensive lineman. And I was a center too. It doesn't really matter. I root for the defense. So.
Yeah. Obviously, I don't know.
Everything is stacked against defense right now, and it is great to see. That's why the offense goes and tells secrets in a little huddle and everything to try and take advantage. They go off the offensive cadence and everything like that. I like seeing a good defense. It is nice to see, but I would much rather watch a good offense destroy a bad defense than a good defense destroy a bad offense. I can't watch. I can't stand.
It's valuable though.
I can't stand watching a bad quarterback.
What's more special though?
I love watching good defenses nowadays. Are
because that's
to be fair, Drew Brees threw a duck and Jordan Lewis intercepted it, and Drew Brees is by no means a bad quarterback.
I know, but it's just awful seeing Cam had an uncharacteristically bad game.
Against the Bucs, yes.
It hurt me to see him throw 4 interceptions, 3 to the same guy, and be like, why are we up by 1 point right now? It just hurt me. We were up by 1 score, and it just hurt me on the inside.
I'm not necessarily talking about the defense that gets handed to you based on a bad performance. The defense that goes out and creates these issues. So,
Terrell Suggs taking it to the house, a 50-yard bomb the other week or whatever.
Yeah,
was it last week?
Sure. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get started on our predictions.
So we've been going for a while.
Defense wins championships, and they'll leave it right there.
Looks like we're going to have a big Thunder round this year.
It's big rolling Thunder round. Yeah. I guess we can start with the Thursday night game. It's not that good. The Jags and the Titans. Give me the Jags on this.
I want Tennessee.
Tennessee's going to start getting it together. I like Mariota. He's been inconsistent, but we'll see if he'll be
I
good.
I care less about Mariota. I just think the Jags are
scoring only 6 points against the Colts.
Yeah, that's the main reason.
Well, let's start with this other game, one that we've already talked about, AFC South. The Colts and the Texans. I have Texans. I don't think that they're slowing down.
Texans at home. I have Texans.
Texans for sure.
Yeah.
Keep the streak alive.
What other games? Carolina and Cleveland. I think that's a trap game. I think Cleveland somehow finds a way to pull out a field goal victory.
That's a dog pound, man.
Dog pound, yeah.
If Cam quoted, this is a quote from Cam. If he's playing at his best and the other quarterback's playing at his best, he'll win every time.
I love it. I
I love him to death.
I love that.
It was very close to that. Like, he was very confident. Like, if I'm playing at my best, we won't lose football games. If he comes out and plays, he'll win. There's no doubt. I don't think that if Cam does what Cam can do, he will be. He's been in the league for what, 5 years, 4 maybe.
I'm not sure. I can't.
He hasn't been in the league that long. He already has more touchdowns in Carolina history than any other quarterback. I mean, just throwing quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean,
Carolina's also a fairly new team, though.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was built, but I know the Hornets came first in '88, and then they came later.
Still a monster. Best thing that happened to the organization. I've got Carolina on the road.
I got Carolina too. I love me some Superman.
I do. I would love to see Cleveland win. It's very likely that Cleveland will.
That would also kick the Browns out of playoff.
This doesn't happen. Cam doesn't have 2 bad games in a row. Doesn't happen.
That would all. Yeah, like I said, that kicks the Browns out of playoff contention. Better luck next year, Browns.
They have to win outright, is what we said.
They have to win out.
If they lose that say they win every game up to that last one, you know how sad I'll be to watch them lose that last game.
I will be cheering for them for sure. Let's talk about the NFC, the top there, LA versus Chicago.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting game.
Mr. Trubisky is back for this game.
He is in fact back. Yeah, he's been
from
confirmed.
A shoulder injury.
Yeah, he's back next week.
What happens when first play Aaron Donald drives him into the dirt, though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like he's gonna come. Yeah, I think he's gonna come play scared just because he's coming off of that injury, and so you won't see him like stepping into throws and stepping into hits.
Yeah.
I have LA on this one though. Even
I have the Rams. I think it'll be a fairly close game.
Yeah.
I don't see a blowout happening, but
again, it was against the Giants, but the Browns the Bears came back with a minute, what?
Struggled.
54 left, down 10. Like they're.
But I saw during that loss, I saw a lot of their playmakers come out.
Yeah.
Allen Robinson,
for sure.
Cohen.
Yeah.
Absolute amazing guys, and for that, I'm gonna go with Chicago. I'm gonna go with the underdog, even though it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Let's see. Saints and Tampa Bay, one of the 2 teams to beat the Saints.
Yeah, the Cowboys and Tampa Bay, the only 2 teams to beat the Saints. We beat them in the Superdome.
But now you play them in.
We can't fill a stadium to save our asses, though. Is the only problem. It's like fill up to like less than 80% capacity every Sunday when we have a game there. If we can't fill it up this Sunday, I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm gonna be straight disappointed in Tampa as a whole. I wish I could make it down to a game like that.
Honestly. The Bucs still do have a path to the playoffs.
I'm going for Tampa Bay. I hope that add-on with Eli Apple didn't make them ungodly, and we just can't handle them. But they have definitely gotten better throughout the season.
Who's your starting quarterback?
Jameis. Jameis is playing.
Yeah, I have the Saints.
Give me the Saints too.
If we play like we did, if our defense played like we did against the Panthers, and our offense played like it did at the beginning of the year, we'll be good. But we don't have Djax this year for the rest of the year. But other than that, our defense has come back a little bit healthier than it was, but I'm going to go with Tampa because I need to.
Even after that loss, still not out of playoff picture, though. Still not. You still have a chance to make it.
Really?
Surprisingly, yes.
Really? Wow.
Yes. Let's see.
Philly, Dallas?
Philly, Dallas. Yeah, sure. I mean, this is big stakes for the NFC East. If Philly beats us, they take pretty sure they would. Yes, they would take first place in the NFC East. If we win, we take a two-game lead, almost solidifying a divisional winner. We would just have to win the week after. But I have Dallas, especially after that game in Seattle against the Saints. Like, I don't know. I just think that this defense is clicking. Sean Lee is still questionable to return, and I swear, if Sean Lee returns and he starts, I'm going to be very upset. Like, Leighton Vander Esch is playing so well this year. Like, it's amazing, honestly. Like how one player can turn a defense into mediocre to top tier. But regardless, if Sean Lee plays or not, I have Dallas.
I have Dallas
as well.
All right, rolling Thunder round, I guess. Jets and the Bills.
I never bet against the Bills. I got the Bills,
especially at home.
Yeah.
Bills Mafia all the way.
Bills. All right.
We jump through tables.
I was gonna go with the Jets, but
big game next.
Baltimore and Kansas City.
I got Kansas City.
Kansas City. I think they said they thought about signing C.J. Anderson, but I don't think they ended up doing that though. They signed someone else. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I'll look that up. New England, Miami.
That also clinches their playoff spot.
Yes.
Because I've already said something about it. I'm not gonna go back on my word. I have Miami.
I have Patriots.
Patriots.
That's a safe one right there.
Absolutely.
But I've already
Tom Brady is the king of check down passes, and then
he did get 1,000 yard rushing.
Nice.
Did you see this? Let's talk about that. I know this is Rolling Thunder. The disrespect he gave to the entire sport of football. I'm not kidding you. He ran his 1,000 yards. He did it, and it was like, oh, ha, clap, clap. They didn't schedule anything special for it, like Drew Brees' touchdowns or anything. At the end of the game, they went in victory formation. He took the knee, and he moved forward a yard and took a knee. So he would not. He went to the line of scrimmage so he would not lose 1,000 yards. I'm upset. I am genuinely. That is disrespectful. If I was on that defense, I would have knocked him out. That is disrespectful. I hated that.
Are you allowed to?
Yeah, because he did it. He did it, and he knew what he did too. He took it, and he did that, and he looked at the rest and said, no, watch that spot. Watch that spot. That spot goes right there. I didn't lose a yard. I didn't. That was just selfish, and he had a little smile saying, oh, that kills me. It really did. It killed me on the inside.
That's great.
I do hope Miami wins now. I mean, but I think I hope they get him for. Do sacks count as negative rushing yards? I don't think they do, right?
Knees?
No, sacks.
No, they count as sacks.
Okay. I hope he has to kneel down 4 times in this game to take it out. That bothered me more than it should have.
Bad karma. Miami's gonna get it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Austin on the safe pick. Miami.
Okay.
I can see.
You said Miami.
The Patriots. My bad. I can see Miami pulling this off, but it's gonna take a lot. So let's see. The Bengals and the Chargers. I'm gonna go with the Chargers on this one.
I'm gonna go with Chargers. I love you, buddy.
That's okay because I have the Chargers too.
Philip Rivers has been playing out of his mind recently.
The Steelers and the Raiders. James Conner's out. Give me Steelers.
Still got Steelers.
Love
it, but you gotta
give me Oakland at home.
Oh.
John Gruden's got to win the game.
Okay, I feel like my Miami pick is less bold than picking the Raiders.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay, let's see. The Broncos and the 49ers. Give me Broncos.
I'll go Broncos. Okay.
Right. Let's see. Falcons and Green Bay.
I get Green Bay.
I really want the Falcons to win. I think they will with that new coach. Give me Green Bay for the actual shit. Aaron Rodgers got to show that Mike McCarthy was the issue. If they lose this game,
he's got to prove
if they lose this game, it was like, oh, was he really the issue? Was that really what was wrong with our situation?
It really doesn't matter what I choose.
Especially they lost last week to Arizona, and like we talked about earlier, last week in Arizona in Lambeau. You can't lose in Lambeau 2 times in a row. That would be atrocious.
They're on a 3-game losing streak.
Oh yeah, like you said, and before that they went to Miami and then lose to 2 tough opponents. I mean, you got to win those games.
Even though on a 3-game losing streak, Austin was a great point. You fire that coach, now you have to really show.
You got to show he was the issue.
Yeah, because if not, then fingers start pointing at you, and then they don't want
people love to do. If something goes wrong, people love to start pointing fingers. And Mike McCarthy, he's coached for 11 years for Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first head coach ever who's won a Super Bowl and got fired midway through his season. Never seen anything like it. And he's had 9 winning seasons. This is only his 2nd losing season at this point. And
they're panicking.
Yeah, they're panicking.
Well, I mean,
bad.
Green Bay is a historically good team, and they've never
that's a move to fire midway through the season. That's definitely a bold
I have
move.
Atlanta in this, even though it doesn't matter. I have Atlanta.
Okay.
Let's see, the Giants and the Redskins. Give me the Giants.
I want the Giants, and I want Odell to throw in the touchdown.
I love it.
Did you see that Odell has the same amount of passing as
touchdowns
Eli?
over 20 yards?
Yeah, over 20 yards as Eli Manning.
What was it? When Pat Schumer told Eli, like he's basically get his stuff together, he's going to bench him. Eli's played really well. The Giants have won out, have won like a 4-game win streak, and I think they have a very good shot of making the wild card.
We don't want to see him get benched and cry again. That was just depressing.
No, beyond that, it wasn't that he was crying. It was depressing for me as a person. That man Eli has been with him through so much, and you bench him for a game for a rookie that's never played. That's disrespectful. You wait till the end of the year or something to do that. Again, that's a respect thing. Like Tom Brady kneeling forward. I hate that, man. He had the most consecutive starts for a long time. Like I think he was leading for most consecutive starts in the league at that time. So I don't know.
Let's see, the Lions and the Cardinals. Give me Lions on this one.
Yeah, I want Detroit.
Although Arizona could go on a win streak after that win in Lambeau.
I don't see it.
I have Detroit as well, but it can go either way. The Vikings and the Seahawks. This is going to be a good game.
Good Monday night game.
Good. Monday night games have improved.
Yes.
Steady improvement.
Like I said, they switched halfway through the year. Thursday night games were good. Now Thursday night games are crap. Now Monday night games.
Steady improvement. Give me Minnesota.
Give me Seattle. Seattle at home. I like it.
I want Seattle at home. Yeah.
Minnesota played well against. They played all right against New England. They just weren't able to hang in there. They've lost all their important games. Minnesota has. I mean, they just.
That also moves Minnesota to a team that is in the hunt. They're no longer a wild card team.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see it. All right, that is our week. What week is this? 15?
14.
Of the NFL?
Yeah.
Our week 14 NFL predictions. Definitely starting to get exciting and everything, guys. So make sure you stay tuned with us and everything. Hear how this year plays out, and especially the playoff picture is going to get really intense. But we'll be sure to keep you up to date with all that stuff, especially for you guys who actually have lives and can't keep up with all this stuff. But
so, I like to give my little. I guess it's not a hot take. It's just two different things. I'm talking about the Cincinnati Bengals here. If you guys are.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, before we move out of the NFL.
So first of all, I think it's time to draft a quarterback.
For sure. I can agree.
I don't know if
with
there's any.
Well,
Is that your first round pick?
Well, see, I looked at the mock draft today, and I was taking one of LSU's linebackers, and LSU has some of the best linebackers, available, and I'm okay with that because we do need defensive. Oh God, do we need defensive help? and I see, I'm almost to the point where what could you get if you traded AJ Green? What could you get? Because I love him to death. But if we're not winning games, and this will be the second season we don't make the playoffs, and nothing's changed, our defense has digressed. So don't get that look. I know I'm quick to look at.
First with Kimba, now AJ. Who else you gonna throw under the bus?
So I'm not throwing him under the bus. It's not his fault. It's clearly the whole organization. Mm-hmm. And he tried so long with the same team.
I've never understand someone who would throw their best player and be like, nah, just get him out of here. Just get him out of here
because sometimes it just doesn't work, and you have to restart.
Yeah, you have to restart.
And that's why I'm saying drafting the quarterback. And if you get rid of AJ Green, and you can pick up some other picks, and you can afford to take some defensive players and some quarterback. And I love AJ Green, and he's the best player ever.
So the only problem I have with that is I think that this year's quarterback class is trash.
See that I'm aware of that.
Next year, that's when you're going to want to get it. Especially if Tua, which he's injury prone, I wouldn't get him at all. Kyler Murray is eligible. Jake Fromm is eligible. Haskins from Ohio State is eligible. That's 4 good quarterbacks there. Those are franchise quarterbacks in next year.
And I'm not saying this is must do because I think we could. You run it back again next year, and you get a better defensive coordinator. Maybe it goes a different way if injuries don't plague us so bad.
Yeah.
But how many times can we blame injuries on the reason why we're not there?
Yeah.
How many times can we do that?
I'll agree. Yeah.
And it's just I get it, and you could say it's coaching, it's this and this, but sometimes you just got a bad recipe.
Yep.
With no success.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with that, but I don't know. I feel like this year, go defense because that's the strong suit in this year's draft. Go defensive this year, and then next year try and find those offensive weapons that you need.
Okay, here's what I'll say. Just for the sake of also not getting angry at me, I'll say
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
We draft the defensive players. You take that linebacker from LSU. I don't remember his name. You address the defense, and you go again. If we miss the playoffs next year while trying to improve the defense, which has been our weak point,
That's your goal next year's playoffs.
Playoffs.
Your division are looking very good this year.
Right now, you have the 12th pick. That's after our predictions of this week. You have the 12th pick.
And they had us projected 13th, so it's about the same.
Josh Allen, maybe?
No, they had him going 3rd or 4th.
Jesus.
Yeah, they had.
I mean, he is.
Kentucky does put out good at defensive players. You have Bud
Yeah.
Dupree coming out of Kentucky and everything like that.
I'm pretty sure the first 4 picks were defensive linemen.
Yeah. Especially after him winning the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. And
he's not. If he's not top 10, I'm shocked.
I'll agree with that. If he does somehow slide, though, That's a solid pickup for you guys.
Oh, I'll take it all day. Because I'm a Cats fan, and I would love to see that.
Yeah.
My second little rant here is if we fire Marvin Lewis or don't pick his contract up, if they hire Hugh Jackman,
Jackson.
Hugh
Jackman is an actor.
Oh, I do.
Better than the clowns you have now.
Okay, if they hire Hugh Jackson as the head coach, I'm a free agent. I'm looking for other teams. I'm a free agent. I'm not doing it. There's no way. I'm probably going to be a Panthers fan. I'm a Cam Newton. I love Cam Newton. They're always my second.
As a Panthers
They're my secondary team. I'm a Hornets fan. Yeah, I know. So that's.
We'll be across division.
I do love the Bengals, but that's my last straw. You cannot hire Hugh Jackson. No. That's it.
Not with his record. You can't do it.
I
don't see him having a head coach.
I've stuck with him through the Marvin Lewis bullshit. Hugh Jackson's my line. That's my line. And that's all I'm going to say.
I clearly agree. I think you need a new head coach, period. And I definitely don't think it's any. I think somebody's going there and just clean it. I think it's honestly I think it could be coaching staff.
Well, our owner is cheap. That's why he keeps the same players. And he just hopes for the best.
Your offensive line is amazing. Okay, well, they were at the start. The start of the year, they were.
They got a bunch of rejects out there. What do you mean? Billy Parsons is only good. The dude we picked up from Buffalo is not bad. I don't know. It's Glenn, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I mean,
Blakey is garbage.
You're not doing too bad with what you have.
No, our offense was good enough to win games, but we had the worst defense, and I think almost there's like one that we were like 31st, and I was like, oh, okay, well, there you go.
I remember like week 7 when like all of this started to go downhill, and
I felt it coming. I was just like, oh boy.
Yeah, we
don't handle prosperity well.
We just choke it away.
Wasn't that the definition of the Bengals choking?
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Something like that.
I'll agree with it. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the NBA.
Okay. We're a quarter of the way in, and it looks weird as hell this year.
It really does.
Still got a lot of time to change. NBA season very long, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I mean, of course you're getting new players in the game, really. I mean, you're getting names that aren't necessarily superstars, but that are playing at a different level in teams that are, especially like you see those like the smaller trades coming together and things like that for people who are working, and even the bigger trades. I can't tell. We've said it a couple times. The Kawhi and DeRozan trade was perfect for both teams. No one lost, no one won that trade. Or both teams won that
trade. Except for
San
Antonio was 14th in the West.
But DeRozan plays well with the team. I guess you got a great point.
DeRozan plays well. They're starting point guard. He hurt his leg and he hasn't played the whole season, so that sucks.
Man, I did not know they were that low. I would have guessed like 8th in the West.
Okay, they're 14th. They have 11 wins, and the number 1 team has 16. So it's not like a huge difference. Okay, it's just the West is just
Lord,
that
how
good.
many people have
so
that?
So I'm just saying the West is all close until you get to Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix. It goes from 11 wins to 4.
Yeah,
it just drops off. That's the last team.
Ugh.
And the biggest thing I want to talk about is the Clippers are second, and they're tied for first. And the most interesting stat I've seen is when they made SGA or Shea Gilgeous-Alexander out of Kentucky, the starting point guard, they've gone 10-2. Since making that switch, they're 10-2.
But they'll do what the Clippers did. Is the only problem.
They're different.
Stop, man.
Montrezl Harrell is playing with such energy.
Yes,
and just such tenacity that teams, they don't want to. Nobody else has that I've seen right now has that kind of motor in the NBA.
He's been playing on an unreal level. But again, based on stats, I watch a lot of the game, on a lot of his games anyways. But based on stats, it seems like it's every other game kind of thing. I guess it might be based on matchups and things like that.
Well, he's a bulldog. He can't do it every night, but they're basically sitting around there saying, "Don't cause chaos. Yeah. Do whatever you can."
That's what it is.
English or French?
Definitely not French. Definitely not French. Okay.
He's an English. He's a pure American-bred English bulldog.
So,
the best thing about the team, though, before we go on a different thing, is they don't have any star players.
Yeah.
They have perfect role players.
Yeah.
Everybody on the team is a perfect role player.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing right now. It really is. I mean, like, you don't need, like, superstar players. I mean, hold on. I'm going to say something really stupid.
Well, Golden State's 4th.
They have Blake Griffin,
though,
right?
Injuries. Who?
The Clippers?
No, they traded him away.
Not the Clippers. I was thinking of the Pistons. I'm sorry. I was thinking really far off. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I thought you said.
That's fine. What were you going to say?
No, I thought Blake Griffin was on the team. Like,
no. Yeah, they have no stars. I'd say the best player on the team is either Tobias Harris or Lou Williams, based on where you want to look at it. Lou Williams is, the 6th man of the year, a few times, and Tobias Harris is a terrific power forward. So here's what I don't understand. You're a Western Conference player.
Mm-hmm.
And I know life out there is a little bit better. It's a little warmer sometimes, whatnot. But it's so competitive. Why aren't more players saying, I'll go to the East and I'll be unstoppable. I'll be the next LeBron. So you see that Kawhi can go to the East, and what happens? His team immediately, they're the first seed in the East, and they're up by 5 games.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're up 3.5.
3.5, yeah.
So why not? And, Jimmy Butler, he listed off the Nets as one of his teams. He ultimately ends up with the 76ers. And now they're doing great. And they would have done great no matter what. And then Kevin Durant, maybe on the Knicks. And now they're starting to realize LeBron's gone.
Yeah,
the East is open.
Yeah. Yeah, the East is open for anybody. But when it comes to it all, you're still going to lose to a Western Conference team.
Maybe not. Not if this narrative switches, because
the only team I can see beating a Western Conference team, like a Western Conference playoff team, like in the finals, would be the Raptors. That's the only team I can see beating them.
I don't know, because I know Giannis can't do it all by himself.
Yeah,
but he's such a freak that he can do a lot.
From Greece.
Eric Bledsoe is a competent enough point guard to help him.
Yeah.
Brook Lopez is evolving into this 3-point shooter that he was not when he came in. The first 5 or 6 years of his career was hardly ever shot the ball.
We talk about how competitive the East is. The Wizards were on a slide. They were on a downhill slide.
Did you see the video of John Wall playing defense?
No.
Oh, it was bad. He stood in the paint for, I'm not kidding you, a whole 30 seconds, and someone said, just get off camera. I don't want to look at you. Someone was like, we can still see you. I'm not kidding you. Someone driving the paint, hands didn't go up, didn't do anything. Didn't have a man, didn't do anything. He just kind of sat there. And it was really sad.
I've already brought it up that,
he's a toxic player.
Maybe he's not.
He's a toxic player.
Maybe he doesn't lead it anymore, but, earlier in the season, he led the NBA in time spent standing still.
Yeah.
That's a crazy stat. That's someone keeps...
Yeah. For somebody who relies on their speed and who has this crazy speed, maybe the fastest player in the NBA.
Yeah.
He needs to find
him and De'Aaron are close.
He needs to find some passion again. It's really what it is.
What I think is he just needs. I think both the Wizards would be better for it if they traded Bradley Beal and John Wall.
Bradley Beal to the Hornets, obviously.
Hell yeah. But more concerning with John Wall is the report came out today. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. It says the Knicks are stacking up their prospects and their picks to get John Wall.
Oh, yeah. I could see it.
I'd like to see it.
I could see it, especially with Durant maybe going there. But that's a lot of ego in that locker room.
You have John Wall, Durant, and Porzingis with
Kevin Knox.
On the come up.
And
Mitchell Robinson, who has
I couldn't imagine a better situation though for Kevin Knox to grow up into. Though.
Yeah,
with all that talent around him, with all that
he can learn so much from Kevin.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely,
for sure. But like I said,
they have the same first name.
Exactly, it's practically meant to be.
Yeah. Kevin squared.
yeah.
But yeah, like I said, that's a lot of ego to deal with, espally in that locker room.
Not that I see Porzingis being kind of like
Kevin Durant and John Wall.
KD's your problem. Forgot about that name. But KD is definitely a problem there. He can't even get along with Draymond.
That's another ego issue.
Draymond, definitely. But I feel like John. If they could get past that, and it seems like Kevin Durant's been able to for the years he's been in Golden State, mostly, anyways, I feel like it could work. Because I don't ever see Kevin Durant being a small city type player. I don't see him moving. He was in OKC for a little bit. That's a small city. He likes Golden State. He wants to go to New York. He definitely would love to be in New York right now.
And I don't see there's any scenario in my head where I can see Kevin Durant re-signing with the Warriors.
No,
he came out and said,
sure.
I deserve a max contract. I'm going to get a max contract.
The only way that they can give him that is if they don't re-sign Clay or Draymond, right?
He's got to.
Well, Draymond's on a contract. It'd be Clay.
It would be.
Draymond might be, but he doesn't really matter if it's Klay Thompson. If Klay Thompson was a free agent, they made a mistake.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
they
for
made
sure.
A mistake. The fans been mad.
Absolutely.
And then say he wanders over to LA and he joins LeBron. Well, then you just created a big problem. You just created a very, very, very big problem.
Golden State 2.0, just a little bit further down.
Did you see Kobe Bryant's comment about that?
We will be winning a championship soon, or something like that. We're gonna laugh for the Warriors.
Yeah, basically saying to all the Warriors fans, Oh,
We'll
don't get too comfortable. Yeah, because we're going to be there in the next 2 to 3 years.
Because I think almost all the Lakers fans, they even know, at least the ones I've talked to, this year doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're only focused on next year, but I think they're all too high right now. Not high, as with drugs.
LeBron's getting old though. You need to start working on that though.
But he hasn't slowed down yet. So
I know, but I mean,
because next year they can sign at least 2, maybe 3 max contracts.
Yeah,
they're not going to get Kawhi. I don't see Kawhi going.
No, I see Kawhi staying in Toronto.
Honestly, Kawhi. Even though I didn't think it would work out at the beginning, Kawhi's fit very well.
Well, Lowry's quietly having a great year.
Yeah,
he's leading,
for sure.
He is the point guard, so the ball starts with him, and he's leading the team. Him and Kawhi, and he's more of a vocal leader than Kawhi is. So he's the one keeping the team in check. And Kawhi's going to get his numbers and be great. But really, we're not talking about Kyle Lowry enough. Arguably, I'd say he's having a better year than Kemba. But it's right there. Depending on what you want, more assists, more points. And I don't know if he'll stay or not, but I think he might go to the Clippers. I don't think nobody's talking about the Clippers enough as a spot for Kawhi. And Davis is not going to go to LA.
No, for sure not. He's not going to get traded. He's not going to go there.
I can see him staying in the East. Like maybe not. Whether or not he stays with Pelicans is a big deal. They might build a team around him.
Stay in the West.
I'm sorry, in the West. Yeah, I don't know. I say maybe going to the East. Then I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, that's the west side of the country, which it's not.
The Memphis Grizzlies are also in the West.
Yeah, see, it's stupid. I'm sorry. Forgive my geography. It was, I guess, Adam Silver. Is it Adam Silver?
Yep.
It didn't pass.
You know the commissioner.
I did. Didn't pass 8th grade geography. Almost the geometry again.
Something I want to talk about is Markelle being out. He just got listed out for 3 to 6 months, or 3 to 6 weeks. My bad.
Oh,
my bad. Yeah.
This diagnosis is the best thing that's happened to him since he's been drafted.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Because now everybody in his camp, including himself, can point fingers and say, "I told you, you weren't listening. I told you. I told you. I told you." It's also, to me, this increases his trade value.
Absolutely.
Because now, if he goes through physical therapy and he comes back and he is raw, let's say he goes through physical therapy, they cure a whole thing, and he comes back the player he was in draft number 1. Well, then, the 76ers are terrifying because he was a 20 points per game scorer. And if they want to trade him, if they want to move on, then now you can really get some stuff back.
I'm on the boat to trade him, honestly. Like I think as soon as he gets healthy, as soon as he's like, oh yeah, I can play now. Let's just trade him. Trade him for that and try and get a first round pick or just get a solid point guard.
And I think many people forgetting that, depending on where you want to play Markelle, the one of the two, you guys also have Zahir Smith coming up.
We do. And Zahir Smith is still hurt, leg injury. I mean, he was underrated, especially in the summer. He pulls a Ben
Simmons where he sits on the side the whole year and he just learns the game of the NBA and he comes out crazy because he's probably, I don't want to say maybe the most, no shot. But I'd say he's arguably the first, second, or third most athletic player in this draft.
Yeah, for sure.
The dude can jump. And I think he's listed with 6'5" with shoes on. I think without shoes he's 6'3", which is kind of like, how'd you get so tall? Okay.
All right. Let's go back to KD real quick. I think KD, obviously we know that, especially KD is big ego. And even then, KD, likes to talk a lot of crap, especially on social media and stuff like that. Well, he's got called several burner accounts and things like that. I could see, especially with everyone almost saying well, he moved to Golden State and that's what made him good because he put teams around him.
No, he was good in Oklahoma City.
He was good, but he had the whole controversial move to
couldn't win.
Yeah. Couldn't. He wasn't a finisher. He could never finish. I could see him definitely being spiteful enough and moving to New York and trying to prove everybody wrong and running the East.
And I think what's also a little undervalued is I think that's a great destination for him. They're not making the playoffs this year. Yeah. So what does that mean? They get another pick. Lottery pick.
Yeah.
And let's say they freaking draft Bobo somehow. I mean, the possibilities are crazy.
Bobo, the best center available in the next NBA draft.
I mean, let's say something crazy happens and they get Zion Williamson. Say they tank so hard,
somehow outbeating the Suns
or the Hawks,
or
the Bulls. They're all right there. Or Cleveland. Cleveland, the Hawks, the Bulls, and the Suns are all in the same boat right now.
Who's trying to get Bobo and Zion?
Well, Bobo's going to go like late lottery, like 10.
I think it's going to be
10.
Zion, R.J. Barrett.
If you don't get Zion,
I don't really know who's third. I think Bolton's
Reddish.
probably more of like
even just as a trade pick.
I think the 3 Duke players go 1, 2, 3.
I think Bobo's in the 4 to
Has that ever
7
happened?
range.
Something like that crazy?
I mean
Kentucky's
2012 was 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Kentucky.
had Davis
Yeah,
and KG, and that was the first time that's happened. It's never been
Yeah,
3 in a row.
Yeah.
And I think you have a very good point. I think it's what's going to happen. I think Bobo's in the 4 to 7 range, though. That's where he's going to be taken because he was projected to be like 12th to 14th, but he's hooping right now.
He is. He's looking really good at Oregon.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that due to the fact that he's in the Pac-12, there's not really that many people that are exposed to that basketball, unless it's UCLA. I think it also depends on how well he does in March. If he just, if they do make it to March, if they do well.
Pulls a Colin Sexton or whatever and just absolutely garbage when you put a real defender in his face, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, and it could be that. I mean,
Bobo can shoot threes, and he's a Shaq that can shoot.
you got a great point.
That's the best way to describe Bobo.
But how often is he down there? When you get a big man like that, though, you want someone who's going to play the paint. I mean, if you're scoring points, I'm sure you wouldn't want to be in the paint all that much.
Kristaps doesn't exclusively score from the paint.
You got a great point.
I don't know how big of like a deal this might be, but Kevin Durant's from Maryland, which is only like 3 hours away from New York.
Yeah.
Maybe he would like to go back.
He went to high school.
Maryland or the Wizards are a lot closer than New York is.
Well, and
he went to high school near Washington.
And he was before he went to the Warriors. It was
That's
actually
where
the Thunder,
I thought he was going.
the Wizards, and the
Yeah.
Golden State. And I thought Golden State was a joke. Every time I heard it, I was like, no shot, no way.
Yeah.
And little do I know that he's going to come F up the NBA.
Yeah. No, yeah, I fully expected, especially his last 2 or 3 years with the Thunder. I honestly thought he was going to the Wizards.
I'm excited for the 30 for 30 that's going to come out about the next couple of years when we're really old or whatever, and it's like, what was going on?
How did they let this happen?
Did they not learn that
Chris Paul can't get traded, but Kevin Durant goes to the Warriors?
Yeah.
Well, the whole Chris Paul thing is the commissioner told them to make one small change.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it was. And the trade could go through. They just didn't do it.
Yeah.
But the thing with the Warriors is only Warriors fans like it.
Well,
Nobody else likes
obviously.
it. So people enjoy good basketball, and it doesn't really matter if it's just a good team that's built well. We'll support them. But if you have the Warriors who are built the way they are with Kevin Durant, that's fake. That's fake. It's not true. If you had one with Steph Curry, Draymond, and Klay Thompson, which you did, awesome. You drafted perfectly. But then you just go and you cheated a little bit. You just drafted or you signed Kevin Durant.
It's a little Chico. That's a real life Chico right there.
Yeah, and that's just, I will say to say, that's Kevin Durant being soft. That's him understanding, wow, I blew a 3-1 lead to the Warriors. I'm soft. I'm leaving. Because they very easily, if he could finish the game, they'd have no problem. 3-1? Come on, guys.
We obviously know that it's early in the season, but I expected the Celtics to perform better than they are.
I think they'll get it together, though. Gordon Hayward finally he had 30
did.
points.
Yeah, he went off.
And if that if he starts to get more comfortable, maybe I'm not so scared anymore. I'm not scared to jump. I don't care about getting hurt. I'm starting to feel good again. That takes him, over the top.
I'm honestly on the boat to where this team is better without Gordon Hayward and Kyrie. I think that this team is better without those two on the team.
Definitely without Kyrie. I'm not on the boat with...
See, I'm the opposite. I think you could take away Gordon Hayward, but I think Kyrie... Terry Rozier was in the right place at the right time. You think he can repeat it?
I think that if he doesn't, Marcus Smart can take his place.
No, sir. No.
And especially with Jason Tatum?
No. Kyrie to Marcus Smart? No, stop.
No.
Not okay with that. That's awful thing to say. Kyrie is a monster, and I can see Terry Rozier, but not Marcus Smart.
Either way.
It's definitely an interesting time. Owners are...
I still think that the Suns should make a move for Terry Rozier, though.
Well,
ooh, that'd be nasty.
I agree, but I don't think Kyrie may not resign, right? He's a free agent as well.
Yeah, but...
Especially if they do underperform, because before the season he said, "Why would I leave? We're going to be so
great." I was
great."
going to say, words don't mean anything in the NBA because Kyrie was like, "Oh yeah," at the beginning, "Yeah, I want to be a Celtic."
He also thinks the Earth is flat, so.
Well, not anymore. He
Oh,
came
we
out and
learned.
said, he came out and said he apologized to all the.
Congratulations.
He apologized to all teachers.
I didn't think it was because he believed. I thought he just said, "I'm sorry for how much chaos I caused."
Oh, I don't know. It's
He's
probably
a big.
that.
His mother was actually. I did a report, not a report, but I got an extra credit point for reporting on Native Americans in the news. His mother was Native American. Just a random fact, and he went and donated. It was on his shoes or something. I don't know.
But
Just interesting fact.
yeah, if Kyrie leaves, he's going to New York for sure. But
And then if Kevin Durant joins him, well, that's
a super team in the East. So then you have the
why does
same.
everyone come to Charlotte? Huh? Why?
Well, I mean, it's Charlotte.
It's a
Because we
Charlotte.
can't afford them. That's why.
Yeah,
No, it's not because the city. It's because we can't afford them.
It's Nicholas Batum. That's exactly why.
He played 14 minutes last game, and I think this is the third time he's played 15 or less. And $120 million contract, you're playing 15 minutes. If you can't be trusted in the fourth quarter to play a damn game, then bench him. I don't care what the contract is.
Yeah.
Sit him. Let him learn. If he gets mad, oh well. We've already wasted the money anyways. Who cares?
I was going to say he gets the money regardless. Even if he gets mad about it, he's still getting paid. I wouldn't get mad if I just sat on a bench and got $125,000 or $125 million. My bad.
Back to my other point, Austin. Look at me again. And I know I love Kimba. I love Kimba.
Bye Kimba. We're straight the whole team away. Bye Kimba.
Only if you can attach the team contract. I think that's too good of a deal. If you can get rid of that contract, then
but I don't know a team that has that much cap space for Kimba or for because obviously
Cavs could have done it last year.
Well, if you get Kimba, you're gonna resign or you're gonna sign him to a higher.
The Lakers
extension.
could do it.
They could. They do have that. But I mean,
there's
Nets
better.
could do it.
I love Kimba, but there's better talent out there than Kimba. Consistent talent.
No.
There's better consistent talent.
Kimba's one of the best point
I
guards.
can promise you, in
that.
this free agency, he's going to have so many teams. The Phoenix Suns are going to be calling up. The Knicks are going to be calling up. It's just because he's a New York kid. That's where he's from.
Yeah.
So you can guarantee
went to
Brooklyn,
UConn.
Yeah, Brooklyn and the Knicks. And I know he says that they're not in his head, but if I'm Kimba and I could, your team's not been successful, and you could go home and get a fat contract, why not? He loves New York.
Yeah.
He loves it. And I won't even be mad about it. If he re-signs somewhere else, I get it. We didn't help you whatsoever win games.
I'm ready to listen to these one in a year.
So when are you gonna pull a Bengals on the Hornets and just boycott them and just go to the Pacers or something like that?
Well, we'll never do that. The only way I will
would be
leave the Hornets is if Louisville gets a team. And that's the only line for me.
I would 100% agree with that, but with the 76ers, obviously I don't have any ties to Philadelphia or anything. It's actually kind of weird cheering for Philadelphia when I'm a Dallas fan. But
yeah, the only real reason I was a Hornets fan is because of MKG. I knew who that guy was when I started watching the NBA. I was
2012,
and I debated being a Pacers fan or a Cavs fan because of
proximity.
Exactly. But I didn't want to pick a team that had a superstar because I don't like bandwagon fans. So I was like, okay, I can see the Hornets being good in a few years. You get MKG, you have Kimba, and I went with it. And it was a year that there was a last year there with the Bobcats when I became a fan. But I did know that they were going to rebrand as the Hornets. I did know that beforehand. Because I don't think if they were the Bobcats, I probably would have picked them. I'm probably just not going to lie. I probably wouldn't have.
yeah.
All right, this has been a wonderful talk.
I don't flippity flop, guys. Okay, I stick to my word.
Call him out. Attack him.
Absolutely.
Sassy Hornets.
Steelers.
No,
Sassy Steelers.
New one, Sassy Hornets.
Sassy Steelers. Humorous Hornets. All that. Come out and attack him. Hornets podcast. Come and get him.
Well, it's an 82-game series. My opinions are going to change.
Yeah.
Or an 82-game season.
I agree.
Especially when there's so much money.
It's a roller coaster.
Also, something we
especially
didn't-
for you, right?
some-
we know you have a lot at stake.
I'm craving a successful team. I don't have one. The Reds, the Bengals, and the Hornets. What is that?
You watch baseball?
Not anymore, because the Reds suck.
Something that we did not mention, Mark Sanchez relabeled himself as Mr. Butt Fumble to Mr. Butt Fumble Recovery.
It's full circle.
Full
He
circle.
can now retire. He can now
can
retire.
now-
He's good.
Only thing you hadn't seen? A Super Bowl.
Yep.
That's
True.
fine.
True. I mean, I'd be fine with it. All right. This has been a great episode, great discussion. Obviously, find us on Facebook and Twitter at Final Buzzer Podcast, or my bad, it's Final Buzzer Pod. Talk to us, create a conversation, attack us, attack our viewpoints, especially Gep. He wants it.
I'm ready.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in.